There's a clause buried in your credit card agreement that Wall Street lawyers spent millions designing. It's invisible, it's legal, and it's quietly stealing from you every single day. It wasn't written by accident. It was engineered by neuroscientists and behavioral economists hired by the biggest banks in America to weaponize your own brain against you. The trap is compound interest. Infinite compound interest. And the average American has no idea the machine is already running on their money. $10 billion. That's what the credit card industry extracts from American families every single year. In interest and fees alone. Not from the rich. Not from Wall Street. From the people who can least afford it. The working class that was told this card would set them free. Stick with me. At minute 6, I'm going to show you the exact math the banks pray you never discover. The numbers that turn a $200 purchase into a 10-year sentence. It starts with something called the minimum payment. The smallest amount the bank will accept so you don't get penalized. Sounds helpful. It's a leash. Here's the trick. Every day your balance sits unpaid, the bank charges you interest on the entire balance, including the interest you already owe. That's the daily periodic rate. Your annual rate, chopped into 365 pieces, applied to your balance every single night. It's a parasite. It feeds on the balance, grows overnight, and never sleeps. Weekends, holidays, every hour of every day. Let's make it real. You buy a television for $500. You make the minimum payment every month. And you think you're doing fine. At 25% interest, with minimum payments, that $500 TV will cost you over $1,500 and take more than 15 years to pay off. 15 years. For a television. By the time it's paid off, the TV is in a landfill, but the bank is still collecting. This isn't a bug. It's the design. The minimum payment is calibrated so that you stay in debt as long as possible, because a customer in debt is a customer forever. Banks don't want you to pay off your balance. They want you to carry it. To revolve. That's the industry word for being trapped. Every dollar you carry is a dollar that compounds. And compound interest is the most powerful force in finance when it's working for you. When it's working against you, it's not a force, it's a predator. And it's been trained on you since the moment you signed. Now, you might think this is just how credit works. That everyone knows. That it's your fault if you get caught. But here's what they don't tell you. The banks themselves have been caught. Fined. Exposed. Over and over again. And they keep doing it. In 2024, the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau, the agency built to police the banks, dropped a bombshell on one of the biggest names in American banking. Chase. JP Morgan Chase. Ordered to pay out over $90 million to customers it had cheated for years. The charge? Charging customers for services they never received. Double billing and charging interest on fees that should never have existed. But Chase is just one name. The pattern stretches across the entire industry. Wells Fargo, Capital One, Citibank, Bank of America. Wells Fargo. The bank that opened millions of fake accounts in customers' names without their knowledge to hit sales targets. Fake accounts. Fake fees, real damage to real people's credit scores. The numbers that decide whether you can rent an apartment or get a job. Capital One. Fined for deceiving customers about their card benefits, promising rewards that quietly vanished. The CFPB has clawed back billions from these institutions. Billions. And yet the machine keeps running. Why? Because a fine is just the cost of doing business. When you make $10 billion a year, a $90 million penalty is a rounding error. The CFPB has clawed back billions from these banks. And yet, the machine keeps running. Why? Because a fine is just the cost of doing business, and when you make $10 billion a year, a $90 million penalty is a rounding error. So who pays for it? Not the shareholders, not the executives. You do, in higher fees, higher interest, and new charges designed to quietly recover the penalty. The most dangerous part? You can't see it happening. No pain, no alarm, just a balance that never quite goes down. Because the trap isn't in the fees, it's in your head. And that's where the banks have done their most brilliant, most sinister work. Scientists call it the pain of paying. Hand over cash and your insular cortex, the region that processes physical pain, lights up. It hurts. That pain is a break. But swipe a card, and that pain center stays dark, silent, swiping plastic disconnects, buying from paying. And that separation is where the trap lives. And then there's the cheese, the cashback, the points, the rewards. They're not a gift, they're bait. You earn 2%, you pay 25% interest. That's not a reward, that's a loss. And every swipe feeds an algorithm that learns your habits, your weaknesses, and raises your limit exactly when you're most likely to use it. That's not generosity. That's a trap being reset. Now you know the machine. The question is, how do you walk out? Feel the pain again. Pay with cash. Kill the minimum payment. Pay in full. Every month. Attack the highest interest first. Stop chasing rewards. Use credit as a tool, not a trap. Wake up. Do the math. And never let a piece of plastic tell you what your money is worth. Because the real wealth isn't the balance in your account. It's the freedom to decide what happens to it. And that freedom, no bank can ever charge you interest on.